Well, good morning, Devendra Rana here. Let's understand motor insurance service provider. Motor insurance service provider. In India, having at least a third party insurance policy for a vehicle is mandatory as per law. Now, when customers go to automobile dealers to purchase a vehicle, the dealer may persuade them to purchase an insurance policy along with the vehicle. So, as a result, many customers prefer purchasing insurance from the automobile dealer they buy their vehicle from. After all, they just need to make a single one-time payment for both the insurance policy and the vehicle. So, automobile dealers have established themselves as a strong insurance distribution channel today. To identify and regulate the role of automobile dealers in distribution and servicing motor insurance products, the RDAI issued the guidelines on motor insurance service provider guidelines on 31st August 2017. So let us see what these guidelines are and why the IRDA introduced MISP, the new distribution channel. Because the MISP, or the Motor Insurance Service Provider, is an entity that was introduced by IRDA to identify and regulate the role of automobile dealers in servicing and distributing motor insurance products. Now, automobile dealers are the initial point of contact for customers when purchasing a new vehicle. Hence, they have a better affinity with the customers, and as a result, they end up selling insurance along with vehicles as stated above, or as you have seen anywhere. So earlier, automobile dealers used several different strategies to handle their customers' motor insurance needs. They obtained an agency license with an insurance company, formed service collaboration with the broker, or established their own insurance brokerage company. But in November 2017, the IRDI constituted a 7-member committee to bring clarity and transparency to the procedures and payouts made by insurance companies to automobile dealers in order to get motor insurance business. So this was the worth of MISP, or Motor Insurance Service Provider, as a distribution entity in the Indian insurance market. Now, who is eligible to become a MISP? For the dealers and manufacturers who are eligible to become MISP, according to IRDI norms, are automobile dealer, authorized dealer, sub-dealer of an automobile manufacturer who sells new or used automobile vehicles. So the dealers and manufacturers shall be sponsored by insurance companies or an insurance intermediary. So the IRDAI issued the Motor Insurance Service Provider guidelines with compliance taking effect on 1st November 2017. A few important guidelines include that the MISP must maintain records for at least 7 years from the date of issuance of the insurance policy or from the date of termination of the MISP's appointment, whichever is later. If an insurance intermediary appoints the MISP, it can only work for a limited number of insurers as allowed under the respective regulations governing the intermediary. MISP can work for one or more insurers, either directly or through the insurance intermediaries. Now, while requesting and servicing insurance policies, the MISP must follow the code of conduct prescribed under the MISP guidelines. Now, the question is how to become a MISP. So, let us see the steps involved in becoming a MISP. First, contact the insurer or broker. The first thing you'll need to do is to contact an insurance broker or insurance company and submit proof of your identity as a car dealer, sub-dealer. If you are a new car dealer and are interested becoming a MISP, you can also contact SMC insurer, any insurance broker or any insurance company. So for instance, Geeta's electric bike stops working because of a mechanical fault. So in case he raises a claim for this, the insurer won't pay her anything as damage due to mechanical failure is excluded under the policy. So evaluation of proposal. Next, the insurance broker such as XYZ or the insurance company will review the proposal in accordance with the IRDAI guidelines and requirements. And after the proposal evaluation is done, the insurance broker or the insurance company will either approve or reject the application. So in few ways, the MISP can benefit customers by providing wider choice. Customers are more benefited from this because they get a broader selection of insurers from which they can buy insurance from. And due to the increased margin, insurers are in a better position to offer customers better discounts on their own damage premiums. So as MISP will fall under the purview of IRDAI, dealers won't be able to reject the claims of customers based on the fact that the policy was obtained from another intermediary. So overall, the MISP creation will benefit customers. Insurers will have to pay lower commissions to dealers than in the past. Dealers will be the most affected by this decision because they will now have to comply with the IRDAI regulations. With the lower commissions, they will have to sell more insurance policies to maintain the same income. So that is all from the MISP, because this is the intermediary channel which is mostly rendering the services in the motor insurance area, because automobile sector in India has been growing at a rapid pace, contributing to over 7% of India's total gross domestic product. With annual sales exceeding 20 million passenger vehicles, the mandatory vehicle insurance requirement has led to a commensurate increase in motor insurance business sales. So this sector now constitutes 45% of the overall business of general insurance in India. Automobile dealers are the primary touch points of customers while buying motor insurance products in the market. So prior to 2017, such dealers used to tie up with insurers, brokers or agents to source motor insurance. But in 2017, the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India framed guidelines on motor insurance service provider, MISP guidelines, following the report of committee set up to review payouts to automobile dealers. The guidelines regulated the distribution of motor insurance business by automobile dealers. The recent years have witnessed an increase in the instances of motor insurance service providers forcing prospective customers to buy specific policies at specific prices. In fact, a refusal to buy insurance from such MISP while within the customer's right could lead to an outright denial of the automobile sales. So in response to the complaints relating to the practice, the Road and Transport Authority has also issued warnings to automobile dealers. Similarly, the IRDAI has strongly objected to the indirect exploitation practiced by MISPs and associated brokers, wherein a customer's refusal to buy a policy from them is met with the threat of denial of the cashless claim facility. In a case against Maruti Insurance Broking Limited, the IRDA found denying cashless claims to policyholders who did not buy insurance from MIBL sponsored MISPs. So discriminatory and in violation of the code of conduct prescribed under the MISP guidelines. The RDI also observed that the MISP sponsored by MIBL violated guidelines by conducting business in a manner that was prejudicial to the interest of the policyholder and manipulated the insurance business. So the IRDAI imposed a penalty of rupees 3 crore in MIBL for the violation of the MISP guidelines. So as such, MISP is associated with an insurer or insurance intermediary stand to gain handsomely by selling motor insurance policies directly to the customers. This is because the margin earned is almost equal to or more than the margin involved in the sale of an automobile. The RDI allows insurance companies to pay around 19 to 22% of the total premium as commission to MISPs, whereas automobile dealers earn around 4 to 7% profits from the sale of vehicles. So these dealers find the commissions earned from the sale of vehicles to be at par with those earned from the sale of insurance policy. For automobile dealers functioning as MISPs, motor insurance may become one of the primary products instead of an actually risk hedging instrument while undertaking their usual business of automobile sales. RDI set up the Committee for Review of MISP Guidelines in 2019. The Committee for Review of MISP Guidelines submitted its report in 21. The Committee Report 21 acknowledged the issues of MISPs looking to solicit only select policies from a limited number of insurance companies, limiting the choice provided to the customers. So the Committee Report of 2021, while highlighting the practices reported in on-site inspection reports pertaining to MISPs, observed that MISP has failed to offer a choice of motor insurance policies of different insurers to the prospects. So this motor insurance service providers is defined under the MISP guidelines as an automobile dealer appointed by an insurer or an insurance intermediary to distribute and service motor insurance policies of automobiles sold through it. Under the MISP guidelines, any automobile dealer is eligible to become a MISP for distribution and servicing of motor insurance policies, including add-ons. IRDI has also laid down a code of conduct to be followed by MISPs under the guidelines. So further, the insurance regulator has reserved the power to cancel the appointment of MISP in an instance of violation of the code of conduct. Under the code of conduct, an obligation has been casted upon the MISPs to offer a choice of motor insurance policies of different insurers to customers. Further, the code of conduct also provides that an MISP shall not force the prospect policyholder to necessarily buy motor insurance policy through a particular insurance intermediary or insurer, or deny the customer his rights and options to seek motor insurance policies or renewal of motor insurance policies from any insurer or insurance intermediary. For direct or indirect imposition of risk selection by insurers or curtailment of choice of the prospects, policyholders and solicit motor insurance business from those customers who have not purchased vehicles from the respective MISPs. So the MISP to be brought under regulatory purview of IRDA, because under the MISP guidelines there is no provision empowering the IRDA to impose penalties against automobile dealers operating as MISPs. IRDA may impose penalties on insurers or intermediaries if any malpractice is associated with their MISP surface. However, the only recourse available to IRDA against MISPs is to cancel their appointment directly. Since MISPs are similar to other insurance intermediaries and perform comparable functions, the IRDA will be able to directly address the issue of policyholders' exploitation by putting them under regulatory supervision by notifying them as intermediaries. So the IRDAI is in consultation with insurers can help set up a specific grievance redressal unit or help desk for complaints by customers while dealing with the MISPs. Violations by MISPs should then be recorded and followed up by the actions that may be taken by the IRDAI either during renewal or ad hoc. So mis-selling has always been a hurdle to increasing insurance penetration in India. The MISP guidelines of the IRDAI were introduced to ensure fair practices in the distribution and servicing of motor insurance policies. Our insurances of malpractice by MISP continue to increase, as have been highlighted above, along with suggestions to curb such practices. So effective solutions incorporated under regulations can help address these issues and protect the interest of customers in motor insurance market. So bringing the public-facing MISPs into the regulatory purview and strictly enforcing the code of conduct can aid policyholders in protecting their interests. Additionally, introducing an efficient mechanism of customers' grievance redressal, specifically for complaints against MISPs, may incentivize MISPs to comply with their responsibilities under the MISP guidelines. So these measures, if implemented effectively in MISP broker insurer network, may lead to overall development of insurance market in the future. Further, it is yet to be seen how the newly formed Central Consumer Protection Authority reacts to the aforementioned practice of forced selling, since arguably it can also be brought under the ambit of unfair trade practices under the Consumer Protection Act 2019. So while scrutinizing under the IRDAI regulatory framework, so this intermediary channel is working very well, no doubt. But certain malpractices have come into the picture. IRDA has to stop them and control them. Thank you. Thank you very much.